Here we go. Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous. All right. Well, thank you so much for having me here today. It is a beautiful day. It's Anne's birthday, and so wonderful to be among you and to feel your spirit. Oh, another birthdays. Okay.
I'm not in the way.
Well,
I gotta be up here.
Carmen, would you sit down?
all right.
You're fine, sweetheart.
I have always struggled a bit with mathematics, and maybe some of you can relate. If you're one of the fortunate people who can add or multiply numbers in their head, then I am your fan. So, here's a math question for you. What would you choose, $1 million or a single penny that doubled every day for 31 days? If you picked the $1 million, you would have $1 million instantly. But if you picked a penny, at the end of 31 days, you would have exactly $10,737,418.24.
Wow.
How? Because of the compounding effect. The first day, you would have 1 penny. The second day, you would have 2 pennies. The third day, you would have 4 pennies, and so on. But after a few weeks, the compounding gets really significant. After 10 days, you would have $1,024. After 20 days, you would have $524,288. This compounding can be compared to the ripple effect, demonstrating how one small ripple on the surface of the water can expand and eventually extend far from the shore. That very same phenomenon can be applied to ideas. Do you know that if 3 people with a good idea share their good idea with 3 more people, each, who share the good idea with 3 other people, and so on, they can literally change the world. Today we are going to talk about the power of holy moments, and how if each one of us share a holy moment with only 3 others who share a holy moment with 3 others, and so forth, in time we can literally affect everyone living on the planet. And to me, that's very encouraging. But before we go on, let's have some math jokes. What is a math teacher's favorite kind of tree? Geometry. Parallel lines have so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet. Why doesn't anybody talk to circles? Because there's no point. Holy moments can change the world. On her birthday, the minister at Unity Church, where I go, she came to church and she brought a birthday bag filled with a little white and gold-colored book. The title was Holy Moments. And I picked one up that Sunday and brought it home, and I used it as my private devotional until I read the whole book. I began reading it, and it taught the profound principle of finding purpose in our lives by sharing goodness at every opportunity. It called these moments of goodness or moments of kindness holy moments, kind of like that bridge over troubled waters. Mm-hmm. The author, Michael Kelly, described holy moments like this. A holy moment is a single moment in which you open yourself to God. You open yourself to God. You make yourself available to Him. You set aside personal preference and self-interest. And for one moment, you do what you prayerfully believe God is calling you to do. Just for one moment. I believe that what the world needs now are holy moments, or moments of goodness, moments of kindness. Do you know that more people today are unable to fall asleep at night because they are stressed out, afraid of the future, concerned about the way the world is headed, etc.? I have had many sleepless nights. I don't know, maybe you have. We can often feel helpless to make a difference and overwhelmed by the bigness of the task when we are only one person. Harnessing the power of compounding our holy moments with millions of people is one way we collectively can make a difference. And that gives me hope and encouragement. Michael Kelly, the author, says, as a youth, after spending time with his spiritual mentor and pondering his teachings, he had a moment of clarity. He remembered it vividly. He was walking home from one of the sessions he'd had with his mentors, and he realized that some moments are holy, some moments are holy, and some moments are unholy. And our choices can guide a moment in either direction. Some moments are holy, some are unholy, and we get to choose if we want to go one way or the other. He has since spent his life teaching others how to choose to partner with God to create these moments of goodness and share them with others to uplift them and bring them more love and bring more love and more kindness into the world. He says, now it's your turn. This is your moment, the moment when you realize that despite what your life has been up to now, and regardless of anything you have done in the past, what matters most is what you do next. Mm-hmm. If you have wondered in your heart at times, what is my purpose? What does God want me to do with my life? Sharing holy moments with the world can be your answer. Kelly says the Bushmen of the Kalahari Desert in southern Africa talk about the two hungers. There is the great hunger and the little hunger. The little hunger yearns for food, while the great hunger, the greatest hunger of all, is the hunger for meaning. That is the great hunger. Kelly writes, each holy moment is a mini transfiguration. Holy moments allow us to see what is possible, even if only for a fleeting moment. Each holy moment reveals who you are capable of being, and who you are capable of being is amazing. It truly is. So don't let your past rob you of your future. You are more than the worst thing that has ever happened to you. You are more than the worst thing you have ever done. God is never more than one choice away. It only takes one holy moment to shift the momentum of your life in the right direction. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I'm crying.
That is so beautiful. So I'd like to share some examples of holy moments. What is a holy moment? I was so moved by the book and the concept of making a difference for good in the world that I ordered 6 of the free books that Kelly offers to anyone who requests them. So in the back of the book, you can order 6 free copies. You just have to pay the postage of $5 and you get 6 books to share. And so I did that. Using the mathematical principle of compounding, I sent a book to each of my 4 children and asked them to read it. We have a monthly family Zoom meeting, so on my turn to host, I asked my kids to share with us a time when someone gave them a holy moment or a moment of goodness. Then I asked them to share of a time when they shared a holy moment with someone else. And it was very touching to hear them tell their stories. And I'm going to share some of them that they shared with us as a family. But I'd also like for you to think of a time when someone has shared a holy moment with you, or when you have listened to God and followed through and shared a holy moment with someone else. And at the end, if you're comfortable, we can share some of those. So first of all, my daughter Leah told of the time when she was working for the state of Washington at their call center. She said it was the worst job she'd ever experienced, and mentioned that to a coworker exactly how she felt about the job. Her coworker took an interest in Leah and asked her, "Well, what type of job would you really like?" It made Leah think of a time when she was in college doing clinicals, and she observed a speech-language pathologist working with children. She vocalized to her coworker that if she could do what she liked, it would be to become an SLP, a speech-language pathologist. At the time, Leah was working full-time at the call center and raising 3 lively children, and I mean lively. Her coworker then proceeded to create a holy moment. She told Leah, "Why not? Why don't you do it? You can go back to school and get your degree and become a speech-language pathologist. I know you can do it. You'd be great at it." The little seed her coworker planted in that holy moment of encouragement took root. And this August, after already spending, I think, 2 years or 1 year, probably 2 years, getting prerequisites, this August, Leah began graduate school at Eastern Washington University to become a speech-language pathologist in 2 years. And she's just finishing her first semester right now. She credits her coworker for giving her the motivation to pursue her goal. Now, our little Kelly girl, my youngest, shared the time when she was traveling the 10-hour drive from Utah back home to Clarkston. She was on the Whitebird Pass when her car had problems. She pulled over, got out, and didn't know what to do or where to look. She didn't, no mechanical knowledge at all. So, she was in distress, and 2 kind families stopped to help her. One man was able to get her car going, and both cars, followed her to the next nearest town and gas station. They checked and replenished her oil, filled up her tank with gas, and offered to wait for her until Roy came to rescue her and follow her home. Their kindness, when she felt lost and overwhelmed, meant so much. It may have seemed like a small inconvenience to them, but it was a touching, holy moment to Kelly. My oldest son, Bob, shared of a time when he was a young married father going to university, and they were scraping by, barely making it financially. Bills were coming due, and he was filled with stress and anxiety. Then, out of nowhere, an envelope arrived at their home. Surprised at the unexpected letter, he opened it. There, inside, was $500 given to him anonymously. Someone had observed his struggles, and out of compassion and generosity, they shared this holy moment with Bob and his little family. It will forever be a moment of grace and love. My son David shared a time when he made a difference to a fellow resident when he was in residency at a hospital in New Jersey. Medical school is hard enough, but going through residency took the stress and pressure up several more notches. It was brutal and demanding. David himself was barely hanging on, and he took compassion on a fellow resident who was struggling even more. His friend, overwhelmed, confided in David that he didn't think he could do it anymore. He was miserable, suffering in all types of ways, and doubting himself. David took a holy moment to listen to his friend, and then encouraged him, let him know he was capable, and he spoke to him from his heart, letting him know that whatever choice he made, David believed in him and knew his life would be a success. Later, he told David that simple conversation meant so much to him. So, how about you? Have you been touched by a holy moment? Have you given someone else a holy moment? Would anyone like to share?
I'll start.
Okay.
I was in Walmart one time, and they were coming out with those big carts that they do the shopping for other people, and it came flying out, and a woman was pushing it, and I smiled at her. And she came over to me, she said, I can't believe you did that. I said, what? She said, you smiled at me. I said, yeah. She said, you know most people just growl when they see us. And she said, you made my day. I said, well, you know what? I'll give you a hug too. And I hugged her, and she went away just happy as a little bird. So the little things.
It
really
is.
make a
It could
difference
be
to
even
people.
as simple as a smile.
And anything, I mean, a wave when you're in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And that can also do it.
Anyone else?
Well, I had one quite a while ago when Shopko was still open. I was in line at the pharmacy, and the gal in front of me, she was Native American, and Mimi Poo could not fill her prescription. And it was for Nosy Susan. I know they're HIPAA, but I looked at the prescription, and I saw that it was an antibiotic. And she says, well, I don't have the money for this. So I was behind her, and I told the pharmacy tech, go ahead and fill it, I'll pay for it. Because I knew, because it was a high-powered antibiotic, I knew she needed it. And it was like 25, $25, $30, and I go, I can afford that to help her, because she needed that.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
And I'm sure that she was so grateful because it was her health.
It was her health.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
something-
as a
thankful.
health giver and as a human being, there is no way I could let her leave without those pills.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And so when we do experience these holy moments, how does it make you feel? Do you feel better about your life, about the world, and does it give you hope? I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Kelly says, when we are doing what is good for us and what is morally good, we experience an undeniable sense of fulfillment. The ultimate feel-good sensations come from aligning our lives with what is good, true, right, just, and noble. Holy moments feel good. They make us incredibly happy. And you are not imagining it, and it is not metaphorical. Every holy moment is an act of generosity. And scientists have discovered that generosity releases 3 hormones that are critical for a human being to flourish. Those are serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. So, holy moments actually give us a natural high. Develop a holy moment mindset. Deep in our hearts, we all want to flourish. We want to feel loved. We want to feel safe. We want to be able to become the best versions of ourselves. And we also want this for our fellow man. When we reach out to others in moments of kindness and moments of goodness, it doubles the blessings. We are blessed, and so is another human being. Kelly writes, determining what will cause society to flourish begins with acknowledging what causes an individual human being to flourish. Our lives only genuinely improve when we grow in virtue. Virtue is the only way for society to make genuine progress. The next great wave of progress will be the fruit of our compassion, generosity, love, patience, kindness, discipline, gentleness, forgiveness, empathy, and friendship. The progress we desperately need will only be achieved in holy moments. And I'm sure that all of us genuinely practice acts of kindness and goodness every day. And most of the time, we don't even think about it because it is just a natural part of who we are. Yet, what would happen if we set it as a life purpose to partner with God and each day to intentionally reach out to others as a moment of goodness? What would happen if we wake up each morning and ask, who can I help today? Who can I uplift? Help me be aware of opportunities to spread kindness and joy. Kelly writes, every collaboration with God yields unimaginable fruit. Holy moments never die. Every expression of goodness lives on forever. This is how imperfect people collaborate with God to remake the world. Holy moments find their way to live on in other people, in other places, and in other times. Conclusion. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to change the world? Mathematically, it is possible for all of us here in this room to share holy moments with 3 other people who reach 3 more people, who reach 3 more people, and in time, we can affect the whole planet. Kelly says, there are a growing number of people who have lost hope in our society, devastated by cruelty and injustice, having suffered in so many ways. They have lost faith in themselves, in humanity, in God, and society. Holy moments remind us that the future can be better than the past. They fill us with hope. They show us that we can have a vital role in bringing about a better future. Holy moments empower us to give to others the gift of hope, and the ability to give other people hope is profoundly beautiful. We can feed the great hunger in our lives, finding our meaningful purpose by choosing to partner with God to bring more kindness and goodness into the world by tiny acts of love. And in doing so, we will find divine fulfillment and hope. We never have to feel hopeless or overwhelmed when society seems dark and foreboding. Instead, we can partner with millions of like-minded people and spread goodness. Goodness has more power than darkness. A few good people have more power than many people living in darkness. Martin Luther King Jr. said it so beautifully. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. May we each choose to practice holy moments to bring more light and more love into the world. Thank you.
Wow.